get kickstarted. The introduction already has been given by Guru. Today, we'll kickstart a bit into the whole life cycle introduction, and then we'll be covering a bit about the incident configuration for admins, the resolution in action, and what sort of new innovations we're essentially doing as part of the incident management lifecycle. Okay. With that, I'll just give you a quick overview of the life cycle today. As in when a dev or an organization looking to make any changes to their product, they kickstart their whole feature coding. It starts from a big pillar for change management where a new task is picked up or a bug has been fixed. They write the code, create a change ticket for approval, get the necessary approval, push the code to production, monitor the deployment. In case there are any issues in the deployment, they start receiving alerts. Once they start receiving alerts, JSM powers the complete on-call configuration setup where the right team as well as the right automation rules are present for them to do the alert triaging. Post which, alerts, if needed, are escalated in case there are multiple alerts coming in that are a potential root cause for incidents. Then you create an incident. Once the incident is created, either the customer support manually creates the incident or GSM now powers this as a very automated process. Looking at some of the alert capabilities, you're now able to automatically create an incident. Once the incident is created, the impacted team as well as services identified. Based on that, the on-call engineers as well as the MIMs, major incident managers, come into the picture to help resolve the incident. With that, there are multiple stakeholder communications that happen all throughout to ensure that the incident life cycle has been communicated to the right people at the right time. Once the issue is identified, the fix is given. The dev team, the responsible owner team, identify the fix, create a task to fix the issue, and we end up in the same life cycle. So this is the prevent, detect, and resolve life cycle. And today we'll be focusing a bit on the alert as well as incident life cycle. I will just take a pause if there are any questions. Feel free to drop it, and Guru can help monitor that. Maybe I'll pause for 30 seconds if there are any questions. Okay, if there are no questions, I'll continue with the key topic for today. Now we'll be sitting in the seat of a major incident manager. Now, the major incident manager technically struggles at times to identify the right set of people who need to act on an incident. They also need to ensure that their stakeholders, maybe like the exec ops, the business people, the external customers, are all kept informed with consistent updates going to these stakeholders, and they want to ensure that all the learnings and activities as part of the incident are documented well so that they enable themselves to take actions actively in case a similar incident occurs in the future. Basically, their end goal is resolve the incident faster, keeping in mind all these three key components of mobilizing the right people, keeping the stakeholders informed, and ensuring everything went well. With that, today I'll be demoing three key flows. One will be what are the necessary incident configurations one has to do on their JSM instance. Then we will see an example of an incident lifecycle right from alerts and how the necessary triaging and resolution happens with all the configurations that we did. And finally, we will look at ensuring that the learnings are captured with post-incident reporting. I'm just going to exit the presentation and enter the demo. Now, some of the key things I'll cover as part of the incident configuration. The first would be ensuring that we have the right set of automation rules configured for each of our incident activities. With that, the first set of automation that we will be setting up, and I'll be just showing it to you quickly. Give me a second. Yeah. So the first set that we want to do is we want to ensure that whenever there's an incident, which is maybe a major incident, and you can configure the conditions as per your requirement. Let's say the severity of the incident is SEV1, the priority is equal to P1. You can configure some of these work conditions as part of your automation rule. Then you want to create a Slack channel for your incident war room as well as communication. Because having a single place for all your teams to get together and resolve the incident is very important. So the first configuration we'll be doing is here when a work item is created, which could be an incident, and the type equals incident, then we are creating a Slack channel in the workspace which I've already connected. And here is the name I'm giving to the workspace. I'll be showing it to you as and when we're going through the incident lifecycle of how this automation actually triggers. So if you're someone who is looking to actually have certain additional conditions for your incident, you can make the changes here and add the necessary rules for your incident rule to get triggered. So this is the first item. The second item that we'll be doing, we have recently launched email templates as part of incident management. So as a product admin, you can go to settings, products, under incident management, you'll be able to see email templates. What you can do here, I've already created an email template. You can create templates for each type of incident just to ensure your stakeholder communications are more streamlined and follow a similar pattern. What I've done is I'm saying this is the name of my template. Basically, I'm saying for any P1 incident, this is the internal communication template that I want to use. You can add a header basis your branding in case you're also using this to send stakeholder communications to external customers. And here we have certain dynamic fields of the incident that you can plug and play. So I want to send out an email which says incident status, the impact, the affected service, and the time the stakeholder update was mentioned. And here I'm giving a blank field for next actions so that I can manually add it based on the stage at which I'm in for my incident lifecycle. So I will be using this template to send out even incident communications. I'll take a pause. Any questions on automation or the email templates?
You can drop your questions in the chat if there is anything.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and
But
save this template. Okay, now we've configured the automation rules and we've configured the incident management stakeholder communications template. With that, I will also quickly showcase within each project, we've recently enabled playbooks. What are playbooks? Playbooks are a systematic, just give me a second. Yeah. Playbooks are just a systematic way in which you're able to figure out the steps that you run either manually or automated as and when an incident comes into picture. What this playbook says, there is a manual action that says analyze the incident, and the type is instruction. There are two types, as I mentioned. One is manual, which is instructional, and one is an automation rule that triggers as and when you enable the trigger. It says check the dashboard to see whether the CPU disk has been utilized with X and Y percentages. If that step is clear, then there's an automation rule that you can put in place, which would clean up your disk space. Basically, it's a script that enables a disk cleanup in your organization. There's another automation rule that also does the same cleanup for CPU usage. Once the automation rules are done, this is an instructional message to verify because probably the incident has occurred due to disk space reaching its maximum or the intended borderline value. After that, it says run an automation rule to mark it as resolved, or you can escalate it further. So these are all the playbooks essentially that are available as and when you have an incident that is ongoing. For example, this is an incident. You will be able to trigger automation or playbooks right from the incident itself. Okay, I'm going to take a pause if there are any questions on this. Okay, now we'll quickly get into the actual scenario. So here you can see that we have all the alerts that are coming in. We've recently launched the unified alert list where if there are alerts which are similar, they will be grouped together. So let me show you an example of a grouped alert. For example, these two alerts are grouped automatically based on the semantic similarity as well as tags. It means that all of these alerts are essentially part of this main alert group. You're now able to quickly access these alerts from a single group just to ensure that there's less noise that your on-call engineers are actually focusing on. Let me go back and let me pick an alert through which we can actually generate an incident. Just give me a second. Okay, maybe let's take this as an example. Now, this is an individual alert. Even with individual alerts, we also give you the capability to view past similar alerts if there are any. You can also check any past responders if there are available. Here, I will be going ahead and creating an incident. As in when you're creating an incident, the alert that triggered that action automatically gets linked. At the time of creation of an incident, each description are automatically generated by Atlassian Intelligence, and there is no manual effort that you need to investigate while actually writing the content of the incident. You're obviously able to make any tweaks that you want based on the values that are being added, and you can add multiple other factors as in when you're creating the incident. So let's go ahead and create this incident. Now the incident has gotten created, and you'll be able to see that we had certain automation rules in place where the Slack channel has also been created. Let me quickly open the Slack channel and show you what has happened on the Slack channel. Just give me a second. Let me know if you're able to see my Slack in the slide screen share.
Yes, you can see it.
Okay, perfect. So here you can see that what I had done a CLC and a demo as the Slack channel, and it had picked up the incident key as the channel. With that, I'm able to see everything that I had put in the incident field. From here, I can take certain actions and I can also summarize the incident. So imagine you're going through the incident life cycle, and 10 new members from a team join the incident to ensure that they're able to support in the resolution. They won't have history of the past conversations. So what you can do, you can click on summarize the incident, and it'll give you all the summary of everything that has happened in the incident so far. So let's just wait for this to execute so we can see the actual outcome. So you can see that this incident was titled this, was reported by this person. What does the incident involved? What is it categorized as? What is the SLA? Have we breached any cycles? What are the alert details tied to it? So it's a full summary of the incident that is only visible to the person who's triggered it, just to ensure that the people who are actively new to the channel are the only ones who see the information, and the other chain of threads are not disturbed. With that, we now have the incident. Let's go ahead and also add a service here. So, for example, let's add a demo service. You can add affected services as and when. And with that, if your services have any stakeholders, they will also automatically get added. If not, you can manually add uh, uh, stakeholders here. As you can see that I was already added as a stakeholder to the service demo service. That's why I've been added, but I can add other stakeholders here as well. So here, let me just add two stakeholders. So you can see which ones are added manually versus which ones are added on a service. Now I want to notify stakeholders about the things that are ongoing. I had already configured my template. I can see that this is how my template will be going. Next action, investigate the uh, production issue to resolve disk space. So I'm going to send an email Once the email gets sent, I can go to the activity log of the incident. And here, just give me a second. Yeah, here, as and when I check and send an email, I will see what is the subject of the email. The message is gone as incident open. Impact, there is no impact because the impact field here is empty. Affected service is the demo service. This was the time in UTC when the stakeholder update went, and these are the next actions. So, this is the email that has gone to both the stakeholders just to ensure that we're keeping a history in the incident as well as we're sending the communications out to the relevant stakeholders. Now, with that, let's go ahead and check the playbook actions. Here, we're seeing that playbooks as an activity has come in here, and we saw the playbooks were configured in another project. So maybe I'll just quickly shift to show you how the playbook activities take place. I'm also going to pause. Please let me know if there are any questions till now.
No, I think we're good.
Okay, perfect. So here we had the incident, and let's say that we're trying to resolve the CPU disk space. The first step is a manual step. So let's assume that I have checked the dashboard and I'm saying everything is as expected. I'm going to mark this action as done. Once this is done, I can also check it in the execution log, the things that I have completed. Then I'm going to troubleshoot the disk space and I'm going to mark this as run. There is an internal automation that has been configured. As in when it's running, I'm just going to add an ID. It's going to take its time. It's in progress right now. You can see the output and it says that the logs and the automation rule has successfully been run and the disk space has been troubleshooted. I'm going to do the same actions for the CPU usage as well. It is currently work in progress. I'm going to mark it as show output. The rule is successfully run. Here, I will assume that I've checked the dashboard because this is a test instance. I'm going to mark this as done as it's a manual step. And finally, when I run this, essentially this fires an automation rule that marks the incident as resolved. So I'm going to run this. I think there were some errors on this step, but let's just go and manually resolve this incident, saying that we have done playbook run successfully, and I'm going to update. So here we just saw in a streamlined manner of having for each incident available readily in the form of playbooks enables us to quickly resolve an incident via automation rules as well as manual activities. I'm going to take a pause if there are any questions before I delve into covering a few more use cases for incidents. I am
I
just
think one second. Piyush wants to ask something. Yeah,
Yeah,
Piyush.
Piyush here. Thank you.
Hi, Piyush.
So just one few questions actually. So the playbook was resolved. According to playbook, everything was resolved. Now there could be a chance that the playbook is not accurate. Now if and we are marking it as done, the incident is marking as done.
Yeah.
And if it re-triggers, probably it's going to create a new ticket, right? Since it is marked done. What in those cases? It will create a new ticket, it will reopen the existing ticket or what?
So, playbooks are a step-by-step guidance, right? As you saw, the rules, some were automated and some were manual. In case you are marking something as manual, and you're saying, yes, I have tested the disk space and it's working fine, right? If in such a case you have marked it, you haven't done the proper checks, and you go ahead and resolve the incident. again the incident can be reopened if needed, or because your alerts and your monitoring tools are automatically generating alerts to the system, they will again from start generate alerts, and via an automation rule it will create a fresh new incident because you haven't properly marked the playbooks and checked them correctly, and you missed to do the manual verification properly.
But there could be threshold time, right? Wherein within 3 minutes, the same thing gets reoccurred. Obviously, for the monitoring tool, we set a threshold of 5 minutes. So if something gets subsided, it will reopen the existing alert incident within the tools, and that may trigger the Jira JSM to reopen something.
Yes.
So when we reopen it, so that's still going to associate it this particular what I say CLC hyphen three into reopening state. Because the reason I'm asking is the playbook is correct, but
Yeah.
again there was threshold that has to get maintained. Obviously, any kind of SME is not going to wait for 10 minutes to do all the thing again and again, right?
So if you saw, I'll just quickly open the incident again, just so we can double check. And I'm going to open the playbook. Okay. Now, if you saw, there are two automation actions that reduce the CPU usage, right? The displays,
Yeah.
correct? Now, there is a second last step for manual verification. Suppose you verified this, and 5 minutes again, the space increases, right?
Yeah.
That is part of a separate flow. In case your whole workflow is designed in such a way that you probably will create a playbook that says, or an automation that says, wait for 5 minutes again to test whether the disk spaces is still accurate. According to your use case, you will not even create this step because your disk space stabilization requires 5 minutes. Here, this is just an example. You can curate the playbook as per your organization and as per your organization's processes for disk space validation.
Okay. So in short, it's just because of step that we have added. Apart from that, we can actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You can this is just an example of a playbook. Create the playbook as per your organization. Let's say in your organization, even after clearing out or troubleshooting the disk space, you have 10 other approvals that you need, right? So here
Yeah.
you're going to say create a ticket with the create a change request ticket for team XYZ. They will validate the change, and then again they will come back to you, so you can curate the playbook as per your use case. You don't necessarily have to follow this.
So in short, we can actually reiterate the same rule,
Yeah, yeah,
rerun.
yeah. Yes, yes,
Just
yes,
one more thing, probably I may have missed or not seen. What about the risk registers that
yes.
plays a crucial role during an INC investigation or PIR or PRB? Are
Hmm.
we also having such kind of features within this to play along?
So within change requests, we're working on something that gives you risk summary.
Okay. No, the
So
registration of the incident management, not during the change management. Because what happens is, I know, let's say, assume that there is a big incident coming in, okay, and eventually that incident is a risk which is already in the register, and that has some sort of yes or no. It's a true INC, it's not a true INC. So
hmm,
obviously, in such cases, we always go with the risk register first to check actual the thing that has to be done.
hmm.
So that can be integrated within the playbook, or it's an additional
Yeah.
step.
So we have related resources. You can link all related resources that automatically even pop up, or you can also do it by an automation. Let's say you can even link work items or Confluence documents to the incident.
So that's a manual thing the SME will do. By
Uh,
default, the playbook may not be able to get that. Okay, hey, this is a known part right now, and let's ignore it.
yeah, in case you have matters, let's say you know based on a team, you know based on a priority, you know based on a affected service, right? Based on that, you can automatically also link.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's fine actually. So it's I believe this is yet to get evolved much
Yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I guess Mayur has a question over here. Not sure if it is relevant, but how AI is playing role in identifying recurring incident and preventing them proactively. I believe it's the same risk register and it's the same AI with the previous incident
So
plus.
yeah, so essentially, let's chat with this was the next step I was about to show you. So we have the ops guide. The ops guide lets you do root cause analysis, identifying ongoing incidents, similar incidents as well. So let's say I'm writing, help me resolve this incident, right? So it's going to do some assessment based on the past similar incidents, based on which type of responder solved similar incidents and what are the actions they took, right? So here it's saying you can reach out to these people, and these are the relevant documents that you can refer to help you resolve this incident, right? You can also say, we wait for the prompt to run. But I guess, Mayur, this will probably help answer a lot of your questions. So the ops guide will help you identify SMEs, will help you identify similar incidents. So here they've given you all the similar incidents. One is this, one is this. It's given you a summary. It's given you certain fields like affected service, assignee, responder, so that you're able to take actions from that. Does that help answer your question, Mayur? Am I
Yeah,
audible?
yeah,
Yeah, he says
yes.
he gets it.
Okay, so you can use the ops guide to get any insights to help you resolve your incident faster. You can also ask, uh, based on the past similar incidents, if there were any linked work items to that incident, so that you are also able to factor those similar documents or articles or tasks that were related to past similar incidents. I'm going to close this. In addition to that, we have a suggestions, AI suggestions panel. It gives you a summary and a quick overview of the short actions that you can do. You can trigger it right from the suggestions panel as well. And here it's saying that based on these 4 5 incidents which are similar, they were categorized as major. So you can also categorize your incidents as major if needed. Okay, and now I'm just going to go over the PIR flow. Uh, any other questions on incident triaging, resolution, anything?
I think no, we're good.
Okay, perfect. So here, let's go ahead and I'm just going to quickly show you the automation rule as well that was set up. So here we've created an automation rule to automatically create a PIR, and it will look at the PIR agent, Rovo agent, to help you create the PIR documentation. Here we are saying when the work item transitions to either resolved, done, or completed, you can configure this based on what status you use as part of your incident workflow and the issue type equals system incident. Then use the Robo agent to create a new post incident review ticket in the same project. So, this is the automation rule. Let's go ahead and trigger this, and let me also just add certain comments to the incident just so it gets captured in the PIR. Okay, and let's go ahead and mark this as resolve. Say done. Update. I'm going to refresh this. I'm just going to go over and check the automation rule. it is still in progress. The rule is still in progress, so we'll give it a couple of minutes. It's still taking a bit of time. Let's maybe check out older one that we had. Okay, it has run successfully. When you go and check the rule and you see which work item it is created, you can open the work item from here, and you can see this PIR has been automatically created using the Rovo agent. Here it says on March this was detected. It figures out all the SLAs as part of the incident priority, tells you which were the incident responders, gives you a timeline when the alert was triggered, when the issue was identified. I had given a message of the code deployment and the incident status update. So it reads a lot of your incident activity and everything to ensure that it's giving you the right timeline, gives you the fault, gives you the gives you an overview of the root cause, gives you the mitigation based on activities that are happening on Confluence, Slack, as well as the incident itself, lessons learned, next actions, and references. So this is essentially how you're able to automatically use automation as well as the robo agent without a human in the loop to get a good PIR summary, and you're documenting everything from your incident lifecycle. Okay, I'm going to take a pause if there are any questions on this. I don't think so.
Yes, Piyush has.
Yeah,
Sorry, I guess I lost my unmute thing. So eventually, the
yeah,
data is important, right?
yeah.
And in this case, right, the PIR part, what is more focused, the previous tickets versus the comments and the description? What AI is trying to focus more?
So the AI looks at everything. So if you look at how a good PIR gets documented, we have the narrative which is picked up from the incident description and the linked alerts. It doesn't look at any of the past incident. This is a PIR only for this incident that we looked at and the actions that were taken on the incident, either via the incident comment section or via rules that were run on the incident or on Slack as well. So people communicate on Slack also, right? Someone might be writing, yes, I've deployed the code, or okay, I'm looking at this DB to ensure that things are working accurately. So it will look at your Slack war room that was linked to this incident ticket as well. It will look at all your linked Confluence documents to the workspace and the actions you have taken. And the objective of the PIR is to ensure that whenever a similar incident like this occurs in the future, I'm able to look at the timeline of activities. I'm able to identify, okay, this was the fault, this was the root cause, and this was the solution that I had implemented to ensure that the incident got mitigated.
So eventually, JSM Atlassian is trying to sync up with the tools, for example,
Yes,
Slack, Teams,
yes,
Confluence,
yes, yes,
linking.
yes.
At this point, do we have any other third-party linking still available that we can add on?
Yes, yes. So you can actually go to the Rovo from your admin settings. So from user management, you can go to Rovo.
Okay, the
Um,
data collector one.
yeah, let me show you. And from that, you have the connect third-party application. So you can connect Google, you can connect Workday, anything. So we have multiple third-party applications that you can use to connect it to Rovo so that it can pick up your
Okay, so eventually we can let him know, let the robo know that if
yes,
you're
yes,
searching out with the user base
yes,
perspective,
yes,
then so go
yes,
with this tool at the preference and so on. So,
yes,
okay,
yes.
that's good. Sure. Thank
Okay,
you.
so these are all the third parties available. You can add any of these.
Just on technical side, right? So it treats all this as unstructured data, right?
Hmm.
And just on the structure one. So there will be a frequency timeline, or I can say the response timeline would be quite of degraded just because the unstructured one.
It will take some time for the agent to like train and figure out the right data. But eventually, once you start using it, it will be able to give you more accurate results.
Because it's trying to indexing it at itself.
Yes, yes,
Okay, got
yes.
it. Thanks.
Okay, I think that's mainly all that I had. So we covered the incident configuration, we covered the triaging, and basically that's all that I had from a demo perspective to show you things that are currently being powered in the incident management lifecycle. I will maybe stop sharing to see if there are any other questions that I can take.
Anyone else? I've got few. No, not the questions actually. So that's a discussion. So yeah, this is Piyush. I'm actually a school a community member, a leader actually.
Yeah.
So, uh, so the question, the discussion is like, I know that recently that Op Genie was something was cancelled out, right? I'll say the word cancel out. What are the distinctive features that we haven't yet copied from Op Genie to Atlassian ecosystem or probably as a GSM ecosystem? Yeah, are there any kind of those features?
So, Opsgenie, yes, we did announce end of life, but there are no Opsgenie features that are not part of JSM other than the Opsgenie deprecated features. For example, in Opsgenie, we had something known as team global notification policies, right? Global notification policies were deprecated to have team notification policies, and we have done exactly the same thing. So even in JSM, policies are at a global level only for alerts, but you go to any individual team, right? So let's take an example, and let's go to team, and let me go to operations for this team. You will be able to see on-call integration, syncs, which are just a rewording of any integration to JSM or JSW. Because you're now in the JSM space, we are calling it a sync. Heartbeats. Policies, here you will find both alert and notification. So everything from Opsgenie has been moved over. Some of them are enhancements, like Opsgenie had OG actions, but GSM has automation, which empowers you to integrate any alert flow more seamlessly with the Jira ecosystem.
And
We have the custom member role. So you can say that 99% of everything is the same. However, there are certain differences. Opsgenie in their user roles had something custom for incidents as well. In the JSM space, those roles and permissioning for incidents are sitting in projects. So there are slight differences, but there are no gaps between Opsgenie versus JSM.
and thanks. And where's that Teams part where you have integrated Teams with this one? Uh,
So Opsgenie teams move over as Atlassian teams. So this is we are in. So today, if someone purchases JSM and Opsgenie, they would have to duplicate teams because Opsgenie has their own set of teams. But now, anyone purchasing JSM or having, let's say, Jira or any other Atlassian app, and they have certain teams because organization, the team names and the members are fixed, right? They would just need to create an Atlassian team that spreads across their organization and is available across each and every product. Only the operations within a team are available in a JSM application.
yeah,
So
and this can be integrated within the part of a operation part, right?
yeah. So operation gives you all your alerts. However, in the overview section, you will see all the teams that are ops enabled. So you can go to any of these ops enabled teams and you can see the same configurations that you saw in Opsgenie.
And out of this, actually, the question and one more question, out of the whole GSM part, right? Still, we are having the issues related to the teams management, the membership management.
Hmm.
The automation is kind of not good. I won't say it's not good. It's kind of tricky sometimes, and even they are not synced with AD, LDAP, or any kind of SSO process?
So we have improved that. So if you are an organization and you go to your directory on admin.atlassian and groups, you can go to any group and now you can sync groups to your teams. So we have an option to connect a team. What this does is this makes your team verified and only org admins can change the team and you're now syncing from your Active Directory to your Atlassian teams.
Okay. So eventually we have to connect one by one manually.
Yeah, right now it is manual, but I think there are APIs to help you do this.
How about so the groups? Okay, these are the teams which are getting assigned versus those are the group.
Yeah,
It's just a
yeah.
view perspective thing, nothing else, right?
Yeah, this is just streamlining because you may have 10 identity groups here. Because within JSM as well, you use groups in multiple cases. Let's say in change, you have change approver groups, right?
Correct.
Then you use these groups that you've added in the Atlassian directory. But other places, you use teams. But in the case where both of them are the same, you need to unify them. And that's where you will use a group and you will connect it to an existing team.
And eventually the addition and removal, so addition will be there, but removal will also be there. Correct.
Yes, yes.
It's more like a managed group
Yes,
probably.
yes, correct.
Okay, sure. I'm all good. Thanks, Diksha.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
I
And
think Mira has a question.
yeah, Mayur.
You just mentioned like you will need org admin access.
Yes.
Suppose in that cases, like we have a organization which has a multiple sites, and not everybody has a org permission. For in that case, in our case, right, we only have a site admin permission. So, and if we wanted to create a groups, like how should we approach? So we'll have to go back to.
Yeah, you have to go to org admins because this portal is only accessible by org admins. They are looking at ways to ensure that more permissions and power is given to site admins, but that can only again be done by org admins. So
Okay.
org admins can grant certain extra permissions to enable site admins to take control. But I think it makes sense for org admins to have the power because these are all membership management. So
Understood.
they should be the right people to either do the action themselves or empower certain site admins with the action.
Understood. Yeah. Thank you.
So Mayur, it's more like you try to link your group with the teams, which is fine, but if and those teams are something it's internally for the communication or anything, right?
Mm,
But the group is something that I can actually give a user certain permissions, probably in permission schemes somewhere else, right? Which groups cannot do. So that's the reason group is always with the org admin.
Org admin.
And
Okay.
teams is there.
yeah. Makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I think this was a really great discussion. Guru, I'll hand it over to you, and it was great presenting to everyone. And I hope you learned a lot from the demo and how incident management is empowered in JSM to help you resolve them quickly.
Yeah, so thank you, Diksha, once again for taking time out on your weekend and giving us this wonderful session. Thank you to Piyush, Mayur, for all of us for asking your doubts, making the session more interactive. And if you guys have anything, please do reach out to me if you want to present or you want to share some feedbacks. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn or on my email ID. um, Other than that, yeah, I think we are good. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend and have a great day. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.